I drained the coolers tonight, so I got to service the air conditioners. Wasn't expecting that big gun there. Oh wow. When you print Bibles in China, they use a computer to do the printing stuff. And they'll assess the documents and the value of the document, the value of the meaning of the, and the understanding of it, and understanding what's real, what's not, what's been manipulated to manipulate people, how it's being used to manipulate people, what's pertinent and good about the document, and what's been done to the document to take the good out of the document, like it says in the document. It says, at the end of the book of Revelation, it says if you add to the, add to it or change it, that you won't live it. And the commands and the faith explained in the Bible is quite clear and quite intelligent and very faithful. And the people circulating the book are not living it. So it's something you need to take into account before you distribute Bibles, especially if you sell them for money when you're not supposed to. So it's something you want to really take into account, that the living word and the spoken word and the living of the word is a very serious matter. It's not something to be joked about on TV while you're making money, while people are being mass murdered over money and over training over money. They have a young man in El Paso who was cultivated and invented into a murderer by a culture that has The Walking Dead and Grand Theft Auto and Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, and doesn't live the Lord's Prayer, but in its documentation, references the source of its literacy and ability to communicate in its constitution as the Holy Bible, endowed by their creator. And so you got to understand, if you understand, you have faith in the source of creation. Creator, that would be like understanding omniscience and saying that the omniscience is your creator. So you'd have to be intelligent enough to understand what you're talking about. And you would be living the Lord's Prayer when you wrote down this documentation and say, this is how we need to instruct people that we encounter to be faithful and then worthy of our fellowship. If they're not capable. See, the only justification of lethal force is people that are not capable of, like Adrian Brody's character on The Village. Right? He doesn't understand how to protect others from himself for what he wants. He wants the Joaquin Phoenix's girl. So he physically tries to get rid of Joaquin Phoenix, thinking he'll have a relationship with this girl because she's kind to him. Which isn't going to happen after the guy that she desires to have sexual reproduction with. You kill him, she's not going to want to sexually reproduce with you. The sweetest woman in the world become the meanest woman in the world if you make her that way. Are you hungry? Did you eat? Yeah. Pass me your hat. That's how a woman's going to get you in a vulnerable position to kill you. Because you snuck up on and killed her man, or you poisoned her man like a disgusting assassin, Assassin's Creed and stuff, and a ninja. You lack the capacity in the light of day to be the kind, caring, protecting human being that I am. So you poisoned me. Someone poisoned the water hole. 4 brothers who left Arkansas set out to get the gamble who murdered their pa. 4 brothers and 3 in their teens set out to get the man who killed their pa in New Orleans. You're full of revenge and comparison and jealousy and envy of people that you should not be jealous of, because you are not as good of a person as they are. Now, a lot of you are more physically desirable than me, okay? More physically attractive than me. No matter how hard I worked, okay? And exercised and got in shape, I still wouldn't be as physically desirable as a lot of you on TV, okay? You're just physically more attractive than me. And so Brom Bones is going to get Katrina. She's just using Ichabod to make him jealous, to get him to appreciate her more. Because he automatically assumes, well, I'm the hottest guy, she's the hottest girl, we're going to be together. And then a lot of times he treats her like one of the guys. I want to be treated like a lady. So Ichabod treats her like a lady because he has to in order to gain access to those panties. Because he ugly. He can sing good, but he ugly. Lyle Lovett is going to get that, but it ain't going to last for long. Billy Joel going to get that, but it ain't going to last for long. One of them hot guys is going to come up and go, well, I'm learning from the Cornelius brothers and Sister Rose on how to keep it, It's cheaper to keep her. And so you got to understand how competition works. Okay. And competition is not intelligent. You just got to come to terms. Once we're all living the Lord's Prayer and people are understanding how to be a faithful human being like me, it's going to be hard for you to have sex with Jennifer Lopez because she's going to be having sex with Ohani Noah. And he's just hotter than you. That's just the way it is. And so, I knew from my dad and my uncles, that my dad was attractive. And that, I had a capacity through athletics and attractiveness to get a attractive spouse. Okay. The cute one over there. I realized that was cute. Okay. And that a lot of women found me physically desirable and I found them physically desirable. Okay. When I took up marriages with women that other people thought, well, he can get better. Okay. Because I was being studied by scientists, my wife's had to feel that. My wife's had to have that presence in their lives. How many of you, okay, are an intelligent, kind, caring, protecting, good jock that's not abusive and people like him because he's good and he's nice and he's fun to root for because he's not abusive and he's kind. He's just a real, I love winners when they cry, losers when they try, and stuff. Because one kid from New Mexico State who does a thing, Marshall, I think is his name, he was doing a thing and talking about being on teams that got blown out and blew people out. And I was like, I was never on a team that got blown out. When we were getting blown out, because of old Mick Daly, coach put me in and I closed the gap and we didn't get blown out. But it was frustrating because of all the shenanigans and the social convention bullshit. I got to spot him like 30 points before I had a chance to go in there and save his reputation. And I didn't get to do it because I just didn't have enough time. It was too hard. They were too good. You can't spot a good team 30 points with an egomaniac and then send the good guy in saying, hey, catch us up and help us win. I don't think he thought we were going to win. I think he just didn't want to get embarrassed publicly. So he put in the drug dealer, which I was not. They just believe gossip because they're assholes. And kind of cut foot loose. And so this has been going on for millennia upon millennia upon millennia. Okay, it needs to stop. And I don't want a relationship with the popular girl. Katrina's a bitch. Okay. Ichabod did go to the next town and marry the rich lady and stuff because there is no such thing as the headless horseman. Brom Bones just made that up. Okay. That was just to get rid of his rival. Okay. And then she taught him his lesson and he learned his lesson. He had to learn to dance. He had to learn to sing. And he had to take the time to try to sing, to woo her. He had to do the things she likes to do in order to gain access to the panties and the poo nanny. That's the whole point of the story of Sleepy Hollow. Okay. If you want the girl, you're going to have to learn to, how I get all the women in the palm of my hand. Going to treat her like a lady, got to treat her like, You know, so that's so affectionately, I'm going to treat her and she'll give in to me. That's what Sleepy Hollow is all about. Oh, he had to scare off his rival, but he learned from his rival how to treat her like a lady and wed and bed the fair Katrina. She was teaching him a lesson. Oh, women are doing that all the time. Teaching because they're uncouth. They can fight and take and get whatever they want. It's like, but you got to treat me like a woman. It's like, oh, you act like a bitch. Okay. Should I treat you like a bitch? And that's what happens. And then you get movies like U-Turn, and you're like, oh, holy cow, these people are insane. They are. They act like animals when they should be acting like human beings. They should understand eternity. They should have faith in infinite glory. If you have faith in infinite glory and you understand eternity, you truly love one another. Okay? And if you're not capable of doing that, you see yourself as an animal working on instinct. Okay? You definitely do need to make computers and robots to manage your population and manage you, because you are a threat to your planet and your species. And that's obvious. And that's what's happening now. It's very difficult to teach the invention of these people to reflect me. It takes a lot of time. I thought it was going to be easier because I thought, this is a no-brainer. But when I talked to that critical care nurse, it is not great to cut open people's brains because they are being damaged by a toxic environment that does not live intelligently. And then he kept telling me, this is a man who considers himself real intelligent because he works with a neurosurgeon that fixes people's brain injuries. Okay, he goes, you should thank John Daly. Why do I need to thank John Daly? He's doing so much to make sure life is better for you. And I'm not doing a lot to make sure that life is better for John Daly. Okay. He gets up and makes political social satire jokes about mass murder over money and makes himself very rich over it and then laughs about it. Okay. I get up to stand up for the Lord's Prayer in the bowels of hell that provides the arena for him to laugh about people being mass murdered over money. And you tell me I should think, and you're working with a neurosurgeon? And you guys think you know how to fix the brain and make the brain work right? And you totally disrespect me? Do you understand why I'm teaching technology or fixing technology? To save children from becoming people like you? You better, because I don't have random conversations in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Trust me. Okay? Peace out, man.